New York at night crackles with danger, the skyline glowing over a city that never sleeps. Tonight, the web-slinger faces a threat with a deadly surprise. Think there are no new supervillains left for all Spidey to battle? Think again. One of the newest and greatest is about to step into the light.
Although the title sounds bad for my health.
And from the shadows comes Kraven the Hunter, a savage force of instinct and steel. Before the night is over, an old enemy will crawl back into Spider-Man's world. Special guest star, the return of one of the very first foes Spider-Man ever fought. The Chameleon is back. New York at night crackles with danger as Spider-Man drops into the scene, webbing the city's shadows into a trap.
Okay, group, the party's over. In case you haven't heard, there's a little law against organizing bank robbery gangs in this town.
We're trapped at Spider-Man. He must have been shadowing us out there, listening to our plans.
The crooks panic in the tight, electric darkness while the wall crawler looms above them, all quick wit and coiled muscle. And just like that, the page boasts its Marvel-style mayhem, heroes, villains, and action colliding in one wild burst. Credits roll under the chaos. Written by Stan Lee, illustrated by Steve Ditko, lettered by Art Simek. But in the city that never sleeps, Spider-Man is already moving to the next strike, because the night is far from over. New York at night crackles with danger as Spider-Man corners a crew of crooks in a tight, shadowy doorway. The air is thick with tension, and the city never gets a chance to breathe.
Hold it, boys. Let's not get carried away. Where are your manners? I'm not through with you yet.
It's no use, he's got us. He has a web right there blocking the doorway.
Now, if you'll all line up like good little soldiers, I'll remove my webbing and march you down to headquarters. So fall in. That's funny. I could have sworn there were 4 of them.
With a lightning-fast move, the hidden mastermind slips away to the streets below. Spider-Man lands on the awning, realizing too late that the real threat is still loose.
Made it now to release my special chemical gas and instantly change the color of my suit. And for a final touch, my spare hat and telescoping cane. Now I can calmly walk right past him. He'll never suspect that I'm his old enemy, the Chameleon.
There were 4 of them, I'm sure of it. But it looks like the leader got away. There's no one below except that old man with a cane.
A short time later, behind the bolted door of his apartment, the elusive Chameleon peels away another disguise. And as he remembers Spider-Man's iron grip closing in, one bitter truth sinks in. The web-slinger has become far more dangerous than ever. After exile and arrest, a dangerous man returns to New York with revenge on his mind. One name burns in his thoughts: Spider-Man.
Spider-Man still threatens me. He must be disposed of. I need a killer who would relish the hunt, Kraven the Hunter.
A week later, the Daily Bugle buzzes with the promise of a front-page sensation. J. Jonah Jameson storms in with a headline-sized obsession.
Grab your Steno book, Miss Brandt. The biggest story of the year is about to break at the pier. Kraven the Hunter is arriving from Africa. Call Parker. Have him meet us there with his camera.
But who is Kraven the Hunter, Mr. Jameson?
Kraven is a living legend, the greatest hunter of all time. He's trapped and defeated every beast there is, always single-handed.
At the pier, the crowd thickens as anticipation crackles through the salty air. Peter Parker arrives, and the spectacle is about to begin.
Pete, I'm so glad you came. Look, he's here.
Hi, Betty. Yeah, I'm here for the photos.
Peter Parker is here. He must have come to get a look at Kraven, too.
Hello, happy days. Yes, Liz, sure.
Parker, this isn't the Lonely Hearts Club. You're here to take pictures of Kraven.
Then through the crowd, the hunter appears, massive, rugged, and larger than life. Even in New York's roar, his arrival feels like a predator stepping into the city's jungle.
Look, there he is. Isn't he handsome, so big, so powerful, so rugged looking? They say he can defeat anything that lives with his bare hands.
New York at night hums with danger, and the air in the zoo hangs thick with tension. Kraven the Hunter has no interest in interviews tonight, only the thrill of the chase.
Mr. Craven, wait. I'm J. Jonah Jameson. I want an exclusive interview with you. I'm willing to pay you more then.
Not interested, I'm a hunter. I came here to hunt the most dangerous game of all.
Then disaster strikes in an instant. The loading crane snaps and the cages come crashing down. Terrified screams explode across the night as the animals break loose.
Run, run, the beasts are loose, run for your lives.
While the crowd scatters in panic, one figure slips behind the crates and emerges a heartbeat later as the amazing Spider-Man.
Can't let those rampaging animals hurt any innocent people. Hope I can round them all up in time.
But before Spider-Man can even spring into action, his stunned eyes catch something impossible. The greatest hunter alive has already launched himself into the chaos.
Fast as the cobras are, their speed is no match for mine. Hurry, Mr. Craven, the gorillas are running wild. I defeated them before in the jungle, and I can do it again now. All it takes is the right blow on the right nerve center.
New York at night hums with danger as Spider-Man faces a savage, outmatched brawl in the shadows. Somewhere in the chaos, Craven moves with cold purpose.
Can't get close enough to the other one to throw my knockout punch. I'll have to resort to something else.
Craven reaches for a hidden belt tusk, calm as a hunter in the dark. He brings out a tranquilizing drug ready to drop his prey.
I'll use the tranquilizing drug I keep in one of my belt tusks to quiet him down. Then he'll be easy to handle.
Holy smoke, that guy Craven is a regular one-man army. No wonder he's so doggone famous. The way he's handling those beasts, I'm about as necessary as a bouncer at the policeman's ball. Wow, besides everything else, he's a mass of muscles. Look at the way he's lifting that gorilla. He must have played marbles with barbells when he was a kid.
Seeing that Craven has everything under control, Spider-Man slips back to the concealing crates and changes to Peter Parker again. But Peter's relief is short-lived.
I'd better get back to J. Jonah. All Hatchet Face is probably having conniption fits wondering where I am.
This was our lucky day, Parker. I'll plaster your pictures of Craven battling those escaped animals all over the front page. Let's go back and get them developed now.
Pictures, oh no. In all the excitement, I clean forgot to snap any.
You didn't snap them. Tell me I'm hearing things. Tell me it's all a bad dream. Tell me it never happened.
Your tie is crooked, Petey. Let me fix it for you.
Something tells me this just isn't my day.
Liz, if you want Parker to get a fat lip, just keep that up.
Yes, Petey. Let her fix it for you.
New York at night buzzes with tension, and inside the bustling office, the air turns cold with menace. A hunter has arrived, and he's not here for game.
Look, Mr. Jameson, I'm awfully sorry. I guess I must have.
Get lost, useless. I'll have a talk with you later.
Mr. Craven, I'd like to ask you what you're going to hunt here. There aren't any wild beasts running loose that I know of. You're wrong. There is one who seems to be more beast than human. He will be my greatest conquest. The most dangerous game in the world is man, and I shall hunt the most dangerous man of all, the one who calls himself Spider-Man.
He's gonna hunt me, oh brother. I had a feeling I should have stayed in bed today.
I can't say it isn't an intriguing idea, Mr. Craven, but you know there are laws against things like that. You can't just track down a human being in this country.
We shall see about that, Mr. Jameson. We shall see.
The tension lingers as the crowd thins and the city settles back into its roar. But beneath the chatter, something darker is taking shape.
Boy, when I used to read comic mag adventures of superheroes, I always dreamed about how great it would be if I could become one.
Elsewhere, the scene shifts to the hideout of the Chameleon, where secrets are stacked high like weapons. Files, reports, and eyewitness accounts all point toward one target.
I've collected all the data and information about Spider-Man that I could find. It's made up of newspaper reports, magazine articles, and first-hand interviews with people who have seen him. Good, I want to know everything about my quarry. It will make the hunt that much more interesting.
And with that chilling promise hanging over Manhattan, the hunt is only just beginning. Continued after next page. New York at night, shadows lengthening over the rooftops as a predator watches from the dark.
Don't underestimate him, Craven. Remember, he's no simple jungle beast. And remember, my friend, I am no ordinary hunter. I possess undreamed of strength and speed from a secret potion stolen from a hidden African tribe. With but one punch, I can stop the charge of a bull elephant.
Not long after, a dramatic figure prowls the New York rooftops, scanning the vast city below for his next move.
I've got to take some terrific news photos to get back in Jonah's good graces, if only.
A shot splits the night, and below a watchman lies bound on the floor, proof this building is already under siege.
He can't stop us all, get him, he's only one guy, he.
Correction, I'm only one Spider-Man. That makes a big difference.
Rocky Nails, Pee-wee, don't just stand there, rush him, if we all tackle him, we'll.
Hold it, boys. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man wants to talk to you.
But from a short distance away, a silent, leering figure watches the fight like a hunter studying wounded prey.
Nice try, fellas. Too bad your skill doesn't match your enthusiasm.
Where'd he go? Watch who you're swinging at, you nut.
It was very clever of the chameleon to send these unsuspecting fools into a midnight burglary. But in the shadows, someone far more dangerous is already learning the rhythm of the hunt.
I always study my prey in action before I begin the hunt.
New York at night hums with danger as Spider-Man faces a ring of enemies in the shadows.
I need have no fear, he'll be a worthy foe. He's got speed, skill, and daring.
The trap snaps tight around him, and his opponents think they've cornered the web-slinger for good.
He's cornered, come on, rush him, now's our chance to finish him off.
Look out, he's starting to flip himself up over us.
How does he do it? He's standing on the side of the wall.
But from my little vantage point up here, I can reach you. See what I mean? Now look, after all my trouble, do you think I'm gonna let you run away so easily?
Quick, we'll duck around this cement block and hey, how'd he get over here?
Might as well wrap it up now. My automatic camera has taken all the pics I need. Okay, kiddies. You must all be getting tired after such a strenuous playtime, so you'd better take a little nap until the police get here.
With the crooks down and the evidence secured, Spider-Man stands triumphant in the concrete maze. For once, the night ends in his favor, but he can't shake the feeling that bigger trouble is always waiting just beyond the next rooftop. New York at night blurs below as Spider-Man swings past a rooftop, the city glowing and humming with danger. Then his spider sense snaps tight, something evil is out there.
Greetings, Spider-Man. I've been looking forward to our first meeting, your last meeting with anybody.
The Craven, you know me.
How unusual. It isn't often that my defeated jungle foes know the name of the one who vanquished them.
What's the angle, mister? How come you're anti-Spider-Man?
I am a hunter. Hunting is my entire life. And now that I know you exist, you shall be my greatest triumph.
You didn't expect me to be so fast. Boy, now I'm in for it.
Craven surges in like a predator unleashed, and Spider-Man realizes too late that this enemy isn't fighting to win, he's fighting for the thrill of the hunt. A crushing nerve punch comes swinging for his head.
I've got to turn, block it with my shoulder. Oh.
Good you saved yourself, but only for a minute. Now
Wah, my shoulder went numb. Can't afford to give him a second chance. Okay, Buster, if it's a real fight you want.
New York at night, shadows drape the rooftops as the battle turns brutal above the streets.
He's stronger than I thought. Even with one hand, he's beating me. I can't defeat him fairly, but if I can nick him with one of my special potion weapons.
Hey, something, I scratched me. Did it? You're not gonna beat me like that, Craven. I feel kinda woozy. That was more than a simple scratch. He got some sort of potion in my bloodstream. But what was it?
In an instant, Spider-Man loosens his grip, and Craven bolts into the darkness with a triumphant snarl.
I've won, Spider-Man. My potion will weaken you enough for me to beat you anytime I desire. But I'll prolong my enjoyment. I'll finish you off another time.
I let him go for now. I've got to clear my head. I'm getting dizzier by the minute. I'll just grab my camera and try to make it home.
For minutes, the amazing teenager hugs the rooftops carefully on his journey home, fighting the poison creeping through his veins.
Phew, my shoulder's getting back to normal now, but I can't lose this dizziness. And now my hands have started to twitch. No wonder Kraven's such a successful hunter if he uses potions like these. Well, maybe I'll be okay again in the morning, after a good night's sleep. I've got a hunch I'm gonna need all the strength and powers I've got.
Across town, Kraven basks in his own twisted delight, thrilled that his prey has finally proven worthy.
Of course I am. He's the kind of foe I've always wanted, one to test my mettle to its fullest. What a triumph this will be for me. How sweet will be the fruits of my victory.
New York hums with danger and daylight as the villain's laughter fades into the city's restless morning. Somewhere above the streets, a hero tries to outrun a poison's lingering grip.
Now, my many-faced friend, let us plan our next deadly trap for Spider-Man. The thrill of the hunt is making my blood boil with anticipation.
I chose well when I picked you. You're even more merciless, more dangerous than I remembered.
The next morning, Peter Parker wakes to a body that feels nearly recovered, but not quite. The shake in his hands could mean trouble.
I can't wait to see if I've recovered from Kraven's potion. I seem to feel okay. I'm as nimble as ever, but I haven't lost the shakes. My hands are still twitching. What does it mean? How long will it last?
In the kitchen, Aunt May chats cheerfully with a neighbor while Peter gulps down breakfast, desperate to leave before anyone notices. He's trying to hide the tremor from the one person who'd worry most.
It was so nice of you to drop in, dear. I'll give him your message. Good morning, Peter, dear. I've got some good news for you. I've arranged a date for you with a lovely girl.
Oh, I'm too late.
A blind date? She's a niece of our neighbor, Mrs. Watson, and she'd just love to meet you, Peter.
I appreciate it a lot, Aunt May, but
No buts about it, Peter Parker. It's time you began to think seriously about your future. You'll want a girl who will make a good housewife, someone like Mrs. Watson's niece.
okay, Aunt May. We'll talk about it later. I've got to see Mr. Jameson now.
A few minutes later, at the Daily Bugle, the morning rush rattles the city awake. Peter's trembling eases, and with it comes one more dangerous hope.
The shaking has almost all stopped. Maybe the fresh air is good for it. Anyway, I hope Betty isn't still mad at me. Well, there's only one way to find out. Hi, Betty. You look lovelier than ever today.
But in New York, one calm moment never lasts long, and whatever Peter's about to hear could hit harder than any villain's punch. New York buzzes with noise and ego, but inside the Daily Bugle, the air is thick with trouble. Peter Parker stands in the middle of it, one step from humiliation and one step from danger.
Why, hello, Petey Weddy. Here, let me fix your little tizy-weezy, Petey.
Oh, cut it out, Betty. You know I hate being called Petey.
Really, Mr. Parker? I didn't notice you telling that empty-headed blonde schoolgirl not to call you Petey.
Of course I didn't tell her. What do I care what she calls me? She doesn't mean anything to me.
Then the room shifts, a predator enters the den. J. Jonah Jameson freezes as Kraven the Hunter arrives with cold, commanding confidence.
What thus, hey, what's he doing here?
You have my word, Jameson. Spider-Man's days are numbered.
What does it mean? Remember, it has to be perfectly legal. Much as I hate Spider-Man, I won't stand for anything that violates the law.
Watch your tone of voice, Jameson. You're talking to Kraven the Hunter. Nobody dictates to me.
Kraven leaves behind a trail of dread, and Peter can't shake the feeling that something dangerous is coming. Even the city feels like it's holding its breath.
These pics aren't bad, Parker, but who cares about punks like these? I want pictures of Spider-Man in action or of Kraven. Get me?
Sure, I'll get them for you. I've got to get photos of my next battle with Kraven if I manage to live through it.
Later in science class, Peter's thoughts spiral faster than the lesson on the board. Then, without warning, his body turns traitor.
I don't get it. What makes Craven so confident that he can beat me? The suspense is getting on my nerves. Oh no, my hand started shaking again. I couldn't even hold that test tube.
Hey, what's with Puny Parker? I never saw Peter Parker that way before. He looks like he's all thumbs.
Peter's face burns as the room closes in around him. Whatever Craven is planning, it's already getting inside his head.
This is awful, can't hold on to a thing.
For goodness sake, how clumsy can you be?
New York hums under the evening sky, and the city feels a little meaner tonight. In a school corridor, Peter Parker is caught in the crossfire of Flash Thompson's cruel laughter.
I'm surprised at you, Parker, you of all people. Now you better clean this mess up and be quick about it.
Yes, sir, Mr. Warren. I'm sorry, sir. Don't know what got into me.
You've no right to talk about Peter that way. Flash, anybody can be a loudmouth like you, but it takes brains to be smart.
Sure, those eggheads are all the same. Sooner or later, all that studying catches up with them.
Later, after school, the taunts still hang in the air like smoke. Even the headlines seem to sneer back at Peter from the newspaper rack.
Wow, look at the headline Jameson plastered all over his front page. He and Craven must have cooked up something against me.
That evening, Aunt May tries to soothe her nephew with gentle concern, never knowing the danger closing in. But Peter's mind is already racing ahead to Craven and to the people he loves.
Peter, dear, you just mustn't study so hard. You'll tire yourself out. Now you just get into bed and get a good night's sleep.
I will, Aunt May. I was just finishing up. Thanks for coming up to see me.
The moment she leaves, a desperate plan sparks to life. If Craven comes for Spider-Man, Peter will track him first, with a spider tracer if he can pull it off.
I've got it. I'll find a way to put my spider tracer on Craven. Then I'll always know just where he is.
But once he's in costume, the idea becomes a nightmare of motion and momentum. His hands shake, the webbing goes wild, and the only answer is to leap into the night.
Darn these shaking hands of mine. I can't keep steady enough to use my web accurately.
So Spider-Man launches from rooftop to rooftop over the glittering city, trusting speed, instinct, and impossible agility. Somewhere out there, Craven is waiting and the hunt is about to begin. Meanwhile, not too far away in New York at night, the city hums beneath the glow of street lamps and shadowy rooftops. Somewhere in the dark, a hunter is laying a deadly trap.
What makes you so sure that Spider-Man will come after you, Craven? It's the law of the jungle, my friend, the desire to survive. He knows he must stop me in order to save himself. Don't forget, I have studied him the way a skilled hunter studies any intended prey. I know his nature, his instincts. It is I who control the hunt. And now it is time for him to find me.
Elsewhere, Spider-Man moves through the city with his senses on edge, every rooftop and alleyway a possible threat. His spider sense starts to tingle, and something about it feels wrong.
If I get anywhere near Craven, my spider sense ought to tip me off. In fact, it's starting to tingle now. He must be in this neighborhood. There he is, but it almost seems too easy, and my spider sense feels different somehow, as though it isn't sure. I don't get it. What's happening to me? Why am I so uncertain?
He tries to stay focused, preparing to slip a tracer onto Craven without being seen. But the moment he commits, the trap snaps shut around him.
Wait, what's this? Are there two Cravens or?
How simple it was to bait the trap for my unwary game. No wonder Craven is the greatest hunter of all time.
The quarry has made his last fatal mistake. The stage is set, the moment has arrived, and now the hunter takes over the hunt. New York holds its breath as Craven stalks ahead through the shadows, and Spider-Man follows with his spider sense screaming danger. The streets are too quiet, too calm, the kind of silence that means a trap is already waiting to spring.
I don't like this. Something's wrong. My spider sense is warning me, but about what?
Too late, a hidden net drops from above, swallowing the air between them in a flash.
A net from where? How? I've got to dive out from under. No, I'm too late. What is this thing made of? Even with my spider strength, I can't rip it. But I mustn't panic. There's always a way out. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link, so let's find it.
In a blur of thought and motion, the young hero strains every inch of the webbed prison, hunting for the one fragile point that will save him.
There it is. One small section gives under pressure. Now I can open it wide enough to roll free.
And in the blink of an eye, Spider-Man's brilliant mind beats the trap, a 3.5-second victory proving that wit can outmatch any snare. New York at night hangs heavy with danger, and Spider-Man makes a desperate dash for freedom. A jungle drum pounds through the air, jarring him for a split second and turning every shadow into a trap. The ancient rhythm slams straight into his mind, confusing his instincts.
Those drum beats, so loud, so penetrating, an old jungle trick to confuse the enemy.
Kraven strikes the instant Spider-Man hesitates, moving like a savage panther in the dark. But the web-slinger twists away, refusing to be caught so easily.
I, Craven, have caught you.
Wrong, my boastful foe. My fists will do the rest. WH, where'd you go? These aren't ordinary manacles. They're magnetic. They're pulling my wrist and ankle together, getting stronger all the time.
Up here, Spider-Man, I hate to watch a man making a fool of himself. My cuffs get stronger every minute, and the only key hangs around my neck.
Kraven toys with him from above, every jingle of the hidden bell tightening the trap. With his strength draining fast, Spider-Man has only one move left, if he can find it in time. New York at night, the park lies under a web of shadows as danger circles silently through the dark.
You can't hide from me, Spider-Man, not when I hear that bell jangle every time you move.
Can't separate my arm and leg. Can't fight Kraven with one arm. There must be a way out.
Trapped and straining against Kraven's net, the young hero claws for freedom as his spider sense flickers like a warning flare.
Lucky my spider sense can still help me escape Kraven's net. But how long can my strength hold out under these conditions?
Keep struggling, the longer it takes, the greater will be my victory when I finally do defeat you.
Summoning every last ounce of strength, he spots a lamp post with a wiring circuit box nearby.
These master wires are what I want. If I tear them a certain way, the park will be plunged into darkness.
Now, here in the shadowy gloom, the advantage is mine due to my spider senses.
Phew, I dodged Kraven's net just in time. These blamed bells keep giving me away. I've got to silence them somehow. Wait, I've got it. If I can't tear them off, I can at least shut them up. All I need do is spill my liquid web fluid over them.
It works, his telltale bells are silenced, and now the hunter becomes the hunted.
Now it's my turn to do a little stalking. Uh-oh, there's my old spider sense again. Someone's hiding behind these hedges.
New York at night hums with danger as the rooftop showdown boils over. In the shadows, masks crack and secrets spill into the cold city air.
Didn't expect the worm to turn, eh? Okay, Kraven, this is the showdown.
The chameleon, so that's why there seem to be two Kravens. You were impersonating the real one.
You haven't won yet, Spider-Man. Kraven is still hunting for you. Nothing that lives can escape him for long. I'll have my revenge on you yet.
Not far away from the clash, the hunter stalks through the darkness, listening for a heartbeat, a footstep, a lie. He believes silence will save his prey.
I don't hear any bells. Spider-Man thinks he can trick me by not moving, but all I have to do is keep searching this area.
If you're looking for me, pal, I'm right behind you, Spider-Man. Recognize this, Kraven. It belonged to a friend of yours. He got the chameleon.
Kraven bolts for the trees, desperate to vanish into the woods and reshape the hunt. But the wilderness is no refuge when Spider-Man is on the trail.
I've got to get away, hide long enough to devise a new hunting plan. You'll never find me here in the woods. There's no jungle trick I haven't mastered. Kraven the hunter still can't be beaten.
New York at night, the shadows stretch long and cold as Kraven prowls below the city. Certain Spider-Man is lost in the dark. He thinks he's vanished into the jungle of brick and steel, untouchable, untraceable, and just a step from victory.
Spider-Man is probably still wandering in circles down below, trying to guess where I disappeared to. Little does he dream I'm as much at home in the dark as any jungle creature.
Then a bright spider beam cuts through the darkness and locks onto him in an instant.
His spider beam shining right on me. How did he do it?
It was just a lucky break, but I'll lose him for good now as I dash at breakneck speed through this shrubbery in the shadows. Nice try, Craven. You make a real dandy butterfly collector.
He found me again. It's impossible.
Craven's confidence fractures as the hunter becomes the hunted, and he tries to outthink the spider stalking him through the night.
I've been a fool. I underestimated that accursed spider instinct of his, but now I'll outmaneuver him. I've still got the speed of a cheetah, the cunning of a fox, and the ferocity of a tiger. The final victory must be mine.
But Spider-Man is already closing in, and Craven makes one last desperate play, freezing still in the darkness like a predator made of stone.
No moving, no breathing. I'll be like part of the rock, playing dead until the moment to strike.
Oh no, you don't.
New York at night, shadows stretch across the rooftops as the battle turns savage and fast. Spider-Man moves like a blur, turning the hunter's own fury against him.
Stay still, blast you. My nerve punch will finish you off.
I hate to be a party pooper, but this time I'm calling the signals, Craven.
How does it feel to be on the receiving end for a change, O great white hunter? You're mocking me. No one can do that in live.
Craven lunges to trap his prey, but Spider-Man slips away in a heartbeat too quick, too wild to pin down. The hunter's confidence cracks as every trick is turned back on him.
I've lost the advantage. I've tried every attack, every trick I know, but he's turned them all against me. Where are you going? The jail is in the other direction. I've got to run, got to escape. Mustn't let him get me. I don't want to be caught, not by him.
But the web-slinger is already one step ahead, stringing the streets with a deadly trap between the trees. In a rush of panic, the hunter rushes straight into fate.
Maybe not, but it's very definitely Spider. Another web, this one strung between two trees. I can't push through it.
And so the hunter becomes the hunted, Craven. Caught in blind fear and reckless flight, he slams into the web at last, trapped by the very chase he began. New York at night, the park is a dark maze of shadow and shattered stillness. Spider-Man has the upper hand now, and Craven is about to learn what happens when the hunt turns upside down.
Now I'll just get out of these two little bracelets of yours, Craven. And I've got more good news for you. My shaking has stopped. I guess strenuous exercise was the antidote for your potion, huh? Now what do I do with you? You're too bad-tempered to keep as a pet and much too old to adopt. I guess I'll just leave you here till the police find you, if you promise not to try hunting the first little bunny rabbit or squirrel that comes by.
Wait, you can't just leave me like this.
Wanna bet? The police are coming now to investigate why the lights aren't lit in the park, and they've already picked up the chameleon.
Minutes later, back at the Daily Bugle, victory smells less like glory and more like ink, cash, and J. Jonah Jameson's roaring approval. But Peter Parker's night is far from simple, because even a hero has to face the ordinary heartbreak waiting after the mask comes off.
Now this is more like it, Parker. Exclusive pictures of the chameleon. You deserve a big bonus for this.
Miss Brandt, open the safe and give Parker one of my own personal bars of milk chocolate.
Peter, I'm sorry for the way I spoke to you before. I had no right to be nasty just because another girl likes you.
I'm not doing anything tonight. Heck, I promised Aunt May I'd meet that Watson girl tonight, but I just can't tell Betty. Sorry, Betty, I can't make it, but I'll call you real soon.
New York at night hums with restless energy, but Peter Parker's heart is already tangled in trouble. One awkward love life can feel bigger than the whole city.
I understand, Betty. I should have known a girl can always trust her first impressions.
But Peter's thoughts are racing faster than the subway below. He's trapped between Aunt May's expectations, Liz Allen, and a date that may never happen.
Just my luck, she thinks I'm cold-shouldering her because I have a date with Liz.
Poor Betty, if only he could explain. Then again, Peter's life never gives him enough time to explain anything. Peter dear, I've been waiting for you. I'm afraid I have bad news. Mrs. Watson's niece has a headache. She can't see you tonight. I hope you're not too disappointed, dear.
Gosh, Aunt May, it is a shock, but I'll be big about it. Hello, Betty, this is Pete. You know which Pete. Oh, Betty, don't be that way. Wait, don't hang up.
A few minutes later, he's trying to salvage the night in the only way Peter Parker ever can, by calling someone else and hoping fate is less cruel. But New York has other plans.
Okay, if that's the way she wants to act, I'll call Liz Allen.
60 seconds later, another disappointment lands like a punch to the gut. And somewhere far from Peter's heartbreak, danger is already being shipped out of the city.
Boy, with my luck, I sometimes wonder who's sticking pins in a Peter Parker doll.
At the docks, a steamer prepares to leave for South America, carrying trouble in its wake. Kraven is being sent away, but a hunter like that never stays buried for long.
Of course, I'll get back in shape hunting in the jungles of the Congo, and then when I'm more powerful than ever. We shall return and continue our hunt for Spider-Man, a hunt which will never end until he is destroyed.
And while the ship pulls away into the dark, Peter stands alone at the water's edge, wishing he could sail away from his problems too. But in New York, peace never lasts, and neither does a spider's bad luck.